probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do is push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
Happy hump day. What's up, peeps? Your boy, Coach Lee. Welcome to the O.T.S.B.S show. Wednesday nights at 7:30. Back at it like we're mad at it. Man, we're going to hang out here, cut up like we always do. But before we can do that, we got to bring the man in here. Straight up from the Northeast. My man, Two with the hot sauce.
We out here, hot sauce.
What's up with the dick? Got the Usher gloves on.
Everything good, man. You know what I'm saying? White glove with it. You know what I'm saying? Got the OJ glove tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody's getting to it middle of the week, 2 days to the weekend. You know what I'm saying? That's moving is dope. I love it. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Marie? You know, shout you out tonight as we get along the way, man. Good to see you, though. How was your day?
Man, it was good, man. Hung out with my boss today. Got fed. It was all good.
Told your boss, got fed. No worries.
No worries. Got a little work added to my plate for tomorrow, but it's all good.
It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Something had to give. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's good. That's good. Respect.
Got to know your value and know your worth.
Hey, man. I wish this was the Michael Jackson glove, man. But you know what I'm saying? We ain't glossy with it. We in the hood with it. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Chris? How you doing?
Salute.
I ain't got no bling. I can't keep bling. And that's the reason why I don't have none on. You know what I'm saying? White, red, no diamonds, nothing on it.
How was your day, though? How was your day?
It was good. You know what I'm saying? Day was great. You know, made sandwiches for my kids today. You know what I'm saying? A couple of different options that they had to choose from. You know, I took the chicken salad sandwich. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorites. You know, got a couple of them in the back. You know what I'm saying? After the show, late night. I'm sorry. I have to do it. But, you know, it's going to be a late night purpose. But now my day was good.
I can rock with some chicken salad, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But, man, O.T.S.B.S show where we talk about the bullshniggity that happens in sports and all the other good stuff. Yeah, man, no, before we get into it, I know we talked about it briefly, man. We are a sports network. That's a crazy trade deadline stuff that went down yesterday.
Yes, it was. It was crazy. The most trades in the history of the NFL.
It seems pretty normal now. Before, you never would have saw that in the NFL.
Yeah, man, a lot of player movement, you know, a lot to do with player empowerment, you know, and a lot of other things, you know, to see those many people move uniforms. Now, we know that there's guys that do go to different teams, but, you know, the trade deadlines, the need for teams that are trying to keep place, you know what I'm saying, or a team that, you know, is not good, that's just trying to give away to get some more. You know, but at the same time, you know, it's good that, you know, you get some excitement, you know what I'm saying, from the time it starts, and then as time's winding down, you get those late minute ones, you know what I'm saying? So exciting all around, man. You know, just to be able to get a notification and say, well, this person's been traded here. One note though about the trade deadline, the last 2 Super Bowl champions have landed a Bronco at the trade deadline. Miami Dolphins acquired Bradley Chubb. Mm-hmm. So if you're a conspiracy guy like me sometimes, maybe you have Miami in the Super Bowl. There's no problem with me saying that because I'm a Cowboys fan. They don't play in the NFC.
See, Jamie said shot that not to see Kareem or Cooks move. Kareem, I was definitely shot that Cooks. It almost happened, but Jerry said he wasn't going to eat that $18 million.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I don't blame him.
Ain't gonna eat that. There's a lot of salary and a lot of shred over there. I mean, Kareem, I'm not surprised at. I'm not surprised. I mean, you got to keep him. If you feel like you have a chance when Watson comes back, you have to keep him. If you feel like you had no chance, maybe you can get rid of him and you can go work on it next year to go find somebody to work alongside Chubb, which I don't think he needs anybody, but it's the way the NFL flows. But Cooks, that's another story, you know, and he didn't move. He was disappointed that he wasn't moved. Tweeted somewhat of his frustration through different words.
You kind of get cut?
Perhaps. You know what I'm saying? That might be you know.
Caused enough of a ruckus. They say, you know what? We're going to let you go, and he might end up here anyhow.
What's to open up before we open up our first topic? What's some bull, and I'm going to say it right now, is Odell Beckham getting all this praise and all these looks from different teams saying they may chat with him, you know, once they know he's healed, things of that nature. Now, Odell, in his career, done a lot of good things. Won a Super Bowl, and people are going to say that and put it on top of his name, deserved it.
Right.
But in all, I'm just like, what's the fuss about signing this man? Like, in terms of what you really need. You know, and I'm not saying he's a cancer because he proved last year that he was not. He can go into a locker room, stay stern, and, you know what I'm saying, wait for his chance to get the ball, which he got it a few extra times last year and was able to do some things. But I just don't get the big hype about a team going to sign him. You know, I mean, it's not a big thing.
Would you take him on your team?
Would I take him on my team? No. I would have a few years ago, but I'm not going to take him right now. You know what I'm saying? The Rams are kind of that money team. You know, maybe he goes to a team like that. Maybe he goes to a team like Buffalo, a team that's already rolling with players and grabbing players at the trade deadline and doing that thing and this and that. But at the end of the day, the Giants are saying we want to reunite with them. There's all different types of teams, man. I mean, I guess I'm just like not hating on Odell. I'm just simply saying, like, what's the hype about?
Right. So Jamie says, I feel for Cooks. He can definitely strive somewhere else. Why keep a player that doesn't want to be there? It's bad for mentality and performance.
Yep, but you also got to keep David Mills with somebody to throw the ball to, too. I mean, it wasn't the Texans' fault. The Texans were trying to move him. They was trying to do their due diligence to him, but at the end of the day, what Coach said in the beginning, doesn't resolve itself in a cut. You cut him. You know what I'm saying? You can't find no trade suitor. A lot of times when people can't find no trade suitors, you potentially can go that route. So potentially that he does get cut. And then it's easier for a team to go get him.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. And, you know, might have a star on his head before it's all said and done.
Definitely.
He's still a deep threat.
Still a deep threat. You know what I'm saying? If they get him, I wouldn't be that high. You know what I'm saying? Man,
he's not a deal breaker. I don't think he's going to be the difference between Super Bowl.
I had to choose between Odell and Brandon Cooks. I would choose Odell.
Okay, fair enough.
Choose Odell. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying what's the hype with him because he is an active player right now. He's playing in the league.
Right.
You know, Odell's hurt. It's been hurt for a while.
Gotcha. So we're talking about the NFL, the No Fun League. So we got to talk about, we talked about some of the good and excitement yesterday, but then we got the other side of it. It's a real life type of stuff. Yeah, I didn't expect that either. That's a total give up. We're going to call this one Justice or Just Enough. And this is in reference to Britt Reed, the son of Andy Reed. He was recently sentenced to 3 years in prison over a crash that left a 5-year-old with serious brain injuries. This happened back in 2021, the week before they played in Super Bowl 55. He was involved in a pretty serious car crash that wasn't too far from the team's practice facility. He did admit at the scene that he had a few drinks along with some Adderall. So, according to KHSB News, police say Reed's truck slammed into two vehicles on the side of a highway entrance ramp near Kansas City's NFL training complex next to Arrowhead Stadium. He injured Ariel and another child inside one of the cars. Reed is the son of Chiefs head coach Andy Reid and had been the team's outside linebackers coach at the time of the crash. He was initially placed on administrative leave immediately following the crash, but is no longer employed by the team after his contract was not renewed in the days after the crash. He did not travel with the team to Tampa for the Super Bowl when they played the Bucs. And the police have said Reed admitted to investigators for having had 2 or 3 drinks along with prescribed Adderall before the crash. So last month, he pled guilty to the charges. And on Tuesday, yesterday, he was officially sentenced to 3 years in prison. So the family of the young girl who suffered the traumatic brain injuries when Reed crashed into the car, they wanted him to serve more time due to the fact that the child sustained permanent injuries. So do you think this was justice or just enough?
Yeah, nothing in this situation is never enough. You know what I'm saying? Do apologize to the young girl and her family being in the situation that you're in now. I mean, drinks and drugs is not a great mix at all to go on a call with. You know what I'm saying? Never mind starting it, going off and then almost ending a couple people's lives. It's never enough. Mm-hmm. It's never enough. Now, a number, I'm not going to be that guy and say, well, he should have got this, he should have got that, because this is the system in America. It's all statistic. I always say it. And not even to laugh at the situation, but it's like, what could have done? Like, it's like in this world, we look at things and, you know, young girl, you know, maybe that heads for some time, more time, you know, at the same time, this is what they do with people in America that drink and drive. So they do.
It's a conscious effort.
Give them a pat on the ass. And this is why I tell myself, like, driving on the road is one of the worst things. That's like the meet and greet. You're not greeting with anybody. You're driving. And it only takes that one fool, that one nut to do what Reed did and cause trauma to a family of a 5-year-old that trying to grow up in life and live the life that we're living right now. And she unfortunately can't do that because of this dumbass. Pardon my language.
It is what it is.
It's bullcrap. It's crazy. It doesn't justify anything at all with the pat and the booty, 3 years, and then he's back on the streets.
Back on the streets like it's nothing.
Exactly. It wasn't his first offense drinking and driving either. He obviously isn't going to learn from his lesson. Jamie, definitely. A lot of people don't. You know what I'm saying? The time, even with the time he's gotten when he gets out, you know, that's probably going to be something that triggers his mind. It's probably going to get a drink. Hopefully it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he learns from the years that the justice system has given him. And hopefully he's learned his lesson that doing any of that at all, you know, can upend things as a person for you negatively. It's definitely bull.
Definitely bull. Like, you know, some of what people say, man, that was extremely light, and especially, you know, as Jamie pointed out, this not being his first offense of drinking and driving. I'm pretty sure there's a sign on the side of that bottle that tells you to not use with alcohol. But you made the conscious effort to do so.
Right, exactly. And then it's like, Chris, Adderall is used to help those with ADD and ADHD. Serious stuff going on there. Yes, serious stuff going on there, because though that it could be the case, he's mixing it with alcohol and he's doing all this extra stuff. It's not like he's taking it and it's like calming himself down driving on the road. He's over here, he's probably blasting music, he probably don't hear nothing. You don't know what he's doing in his car. That's an excellent point about the way they use Adderall for all that. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if he was using that for those reasons. You know?
Right.
Another whammy with him. You know what I'm saying? The coach in the NFL, I mean, if that was prescribed to him, okay, then I renege my statement. But at the same time, it's like, and he got didn't he coach in the Super Bowl? Oh no, he didn't.
He didn't.
He did.
He didn't.
Oh, he didn't. Okay,
No.
so in that case, and it's just a blow, man. It's just sad. We have children of our own. We never want to hear or family members even in that situation, you know, dealing with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about at the age of 18, we hope our children are in college and, you know, pursuing their careers. And this family is gonna have to dig through that, you know, hopefully keep home and strength for her. And this lifetime trauma. This is crazy.
Let me ask you this. What's the difference between someone taking a firearm and attempting to end somebody's life versus someone taking prescribed drugs or alcohol and get behind a vehicle and operating it?
Nothing. Because at the end of the day, I feel like it's both weapons. They're both weapons. I feel like anything on the street that's used as the offense to gain not to gain an offense, but anything that gets you like that on the offensive side, it's a weapon. Knives, firearms, vehicles, along with alcohol and pills in vehicles.
Agreed. I was trying to see what the statute was for the state of Kansas and attempted murder charges, because I think that's what it should have been filed under, or aggravated assault.
Yeah, you know, definitely.
You know,
It's just like the number, like, but in terms of anybody, you know what I'm saying, it could be us, you know what I'm saying, if somebody's in court for a situation and all that, people want the most in terms of time for an individual, for any crime.
right.
You know? And it's crazy that the system will never, ever, ever be set up like that.
And that's pretty sad.
Money and status talks. Chris, Adderall and alcohol is one of the worst combinations out there. You're absolutely right. You deal with it. A lot of people do, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be taking them. We don't need to, and I don't really, because I don't take them. I'm not trying anything like that. But yeah, man, they can't abuse them.
No, not at all. 3 years, like we said at the top of the segment, seems very light. This isn't his first attempt. I mean, it's his first occurrence of this happening. Problem assuming it's first time that he hurt someone, but not the first time having a DWI, which essentially is what it is. Who's that said? That was Jamie. Said it's money and status talks. And I think this was the case of it's a Super Bowl winning coach.
Absolutely. You know, it's my son. He's been here before. He needs his parents. You know, and it's this. If he wasn't a Reed, may flip the line. No, but at the end of the day, I just feel like even if he wasn't a Reed, this is what they do in this type of situation. Like in terms of the car situations and driving, nobody's getting 15, 20 years for hit somebody impaired. It's not like could be the case. Could be the case, but as long as there's drugs and all that extra stuff on the streets, that's where they go in the pen first. And that's crazy in this world. That's the ultimate.
So looking at, I was looking at some of just in general, like murder charge is a first degree attempted murder charge, which requires premeditation or willful act. It sounds like this was a willful act. Or second degree attempted murder charge is act in any other act that is not planned or deliberate. I don't think he falls under that. He knew what the effects of Adderall was with alcohol, and he got behind the wheel. Pretty sure he could have called the team. A lot of times, those NFL teams, they have drivers for the coaching staff, for the players, so you don't have to drink and drive.
Right. All you gotta do is hit you.
And so I would think that it will fall under the yeah. So I would think it will fall under the first degree attempted murder charge. Sometimes, often means a life sentence with the possibility of parole, but they typically get at least 10 years. Most common is 10 to 15 years. And he got 3. And is he going to serve all their 3?
Yeah, he'll serve it.
I don't think he's going to serve all their 3.
They're trying to get him home. They're trying to get him home on house arrest. I'll say a year and a half. Yeah, almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. He'll probably serve 2.5.
Super Bowl tickets.
He'll probably serve 2.5.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna try to be the best boy he can in there.
But he'll be out. He's still, he's still a Reed. But that baby still got permanent brain damage.
And that's
the who?
That's the most important thing, that she's still alive, breathing. But the fact that this man only got 3 years for knowing damn well drugs and alcohol can end a life while you're driving is some absolute bullshit.
It's the most ticket.
And
my bad, fam.
Now that's the thing right there. Do you take his license away for life, forever? He's not allowed to drive no more. He better get a cab service for the rest of his life. Andy Reid better set that up in his account.
Here's dime. Well, we better take the first break for the night, fam.
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. We'll be back in about 15, 20.
Let's get it.
Hold on to your butts.
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF, the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man, go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
Man. So,
what's going on, Jacob?
Appreciate you, brother.
Man. Shout out to you. Appreciate you.
So, next topic of the night is called tussle on the turf. Now, this sport, it gets pretty violent, but you don't normally see it from the female side of things. And this is a recent soccer match between Ole Miss and LSU women's soccer game. So let me get it pulled up here.
They going that.
So as you can see, it went from 0. So this is number 7 seeded LSU soccer team versus they actually defeated the number 10 seed Ole Miss. So it's a SEC game. It's a penalty shootout in the first round by a score of 3-0. This happened on Sunday. But as they said, this result of the game was actually just a footnote based on what happened earlier. Ole Miss player Ramsey Davis, along with LSU's Maya Gordon and Rami Noel, were given red cards and ejected from the match for fighting. It started when Davis and Gordon been entangled and exchanging punches. After two were separated, Noel did act. The three ejected players will be suspended for at least one game. And for LSU, that means the NCAA tournament. So, first off the bat, have you ever been in a situation like that while you were competing?
Playing the game like that was like fist blowing, no, not in game. Maybe some stuff after the game, but never in the game like that. Like I've seen stuff from afar, well, close, but never me. But this right here, ooh, I've heard people say, "Hey, throw me some more of that in women's sports, and we'll watch it." You know what I'm saying? But hey, competitiveness at the nature, man. It's a tournament game. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get to the tournament on an automatic bid, I suppose. That's the way the NCAA runs everything. And they were just going at it, man. But the LSU player, Maya Gordon, she's the one that put the hands on Ramsey Davis first after they untangled. And Davis was doing her in. To LSU teammates seen that and they was like, nah,
drugger.
You know what I'm saying? Gave her two good pieces. You know what I'm saying? I was watching that. So I mean, and then they had to talk. They had to talk in regards to giving Davis a flag and getting her ejected out the game. Because it seemed like the referees were just gonna go and
she came to her teammate's aid.
Yeah, came to her teammate's aid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is right here. Like, hey, this is something that was probably ticking the whole game, and it just happened. Like, but you never want to see like tangle stuff like that in the game. Her arm could have probably been hurt. In that situation.
Right.
But she's definitely mad. She's mad because she didn't expect that girl to put hands on her like that. She expected to have a tangle, and that was it. Oh, no. The Ole Miss lady was ready. She was ready to do it. Looks like
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Game type of player. Yeah, man, that's what I'm doing. I'm on defense. I'm clapping my hands. That's what I'm doing, man. Jacob, you know me well, man.
You gonna talk about that game?
Yes, sir. Jesus, man. Shout out to Jesus, man. They should have gone in the mud too or something. Hey, popcorn. You know what I'm saying? I would have brought tons of money, man. Definitely. And it's sad that, and I always say this in women's sports, that it's sad that they don't have like a professional league where these girls can, pursue their careers, professionally, like, you know what I'm saying? And we can watch them,
Right.
Because we can follow these girls, this is that type of energy is like people want to follow you, like, go on Instagram and give you a follow just for that. You know what I'm saying? But in all, man.
I got a problem with this though?
What?
I don't feel like that the officials got there fast enough to break it up. I mean, it took them a little bit of time.
Yeah, it took them a little bit of time, but in there, we got to take it to the sport too. It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday, supposed to be a relaxed day, and you're out there refereeing the SEC soccer tournament. Yeah, you definitely right. They was not in any fast timing to go stop that melee, and to the point where other coaches wasn't even trying to stop it. Like people were running off.
No, it's like they was like,
one side.
How's it gonna play out?
You seen all these LSU
where the popcorn is.
That being in the second OT, emotions were clearly flowing. Yes, definitely. That second OT is like, we trying to get out of here. All jokes aside, it's sad.
Tired of looking at you.
Right. all jokes aside, it's sad. It's the only way they can make headlines. It is sad. It is sad. It definitely is sad. You know, it's not a good look. Though I don't mind a little bit of fighting. I don't mind a little bit. When you're up at the top, when you're up at the top like these ladies are, you know, and you feel like, you know, you're out. When you're in college playing a sport, you feel like you're on top of the world. So you got that. You know, there's gonna be a little bit of hostility. You know what I'm saying? We don't see this 90 times a year. You know, so for the one time that has happened, you know, at least it was worth something. It was for something. In their minds, that's the sequel of college sports too. You know, in all aspects, all sports, at the college level.
Totally agree. Totally agree. But today is Wednesday, and I don't believe that, in my opinion, I think the young lady that started it should have been the one that got thrown out, because I'm not this whole proponent of, well, he was fighting too. I'm not going to take no ass whipping for nobody.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
I just, you hit me, I'm going to defend myself. And I think now the third young lady that came out of nowhere, she defended her team, but I'm like, you weren't part of that in that situation, so I get it. But the young lady who was the on the receiving end of most of the punches, yeah, I think she should have remained to stay in. I think them kicking her out was
the ultimate BS, man. Yes, definitely. And what was BS too is that you let that girl get as many hits as she got off you, and you started it. You really thought Ole Miss was about that?
I don't feel like they got in there fast enough.
A lot of stuff happened, man. A lot of crazy stuff happened. Definitely. Oh, Jesus says, hey, if it was the same as men's rules OT is 120 minutes, that's 2 hours of running and not being able to score. Jamie says, how are you about to let someone out their hands on you and not respond if refs aren't breaking it up fast enough?
They didn't. I think they just kind of, they were casual. Even the dude that gave the third lady the red card, he just kind of walked over there like, you know, you got this right.
Telling you,
there was no sense of urgency.
It's a Sunday, man. It's a Sunday. If that was a night game, if that was like a night game on a Sunday, maybe.
Right.
But the fact that it was sun out there Sunday, they don't want to be there.
Oh man. Let's hit our last break for the evening. The last segment gonna be kind of a little bit of a entertainment feel to it, but it does involve sports. We'll be back in about 15-20. Hold on to your butts.
What's up, guys? It's Mike Larimore here. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to STWF Media for all of the love and the positivity they've been sending my way recently. We partnered up, you know what I'm saying? I just like the energy the guys bring over there. So any sports talk, you want to talk football, you want to talk baseball, they might even talk bowling if you're interested. Boxing, whatever your thing is, man. Go check them out. There's a lot of great coverage over there. Again, it's nothing but positive energy from these guys. Go check them out. Peace.
And we're back. So last segment is definitely a serious segment, not like any of them were. The first one's definitely serious. But the last one, we're gonna call this one Coach's Influence. And this is coming off the heels. I don't know if you had enough to see any of the footage, but College Game Day was on campus at Jackson State this past weekend.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Seen some of that. Yeah, shout out to them.
They looked pretty energetic. Shout out to them damn Tigers, man. I look like they did. They had a great time out there. Everybody was represented. But next up, Jackson State is playing Texas Southern in Houston. So I preference that by saying, obviously, yesterday morning, for those who are part of or familiar with the hip hop community. They lost the artist yesterday, a young brother by the name of goes by the name of Takeoff. 1/3 of the rap group Migos lost his life senselessly yesterday morning.
Terrible.
So the sports tie-in is from Coach Prime addressing his team as they get prepared to get ready to go to Houston.
Consistency of people that are influential to you are leaving us consistently. That's our rappers. Takeoff was murdered in a dice game. Where we're going. So that eliminates all y'all leaving that hotel because it ain't happening until I give you further notice. So whatever her name is, whoever she is, parents, everybody, they're gonna come to the hotel to visit you because y'all ain't leaving. Sooner or later, we got to start changing our addresses, guys. That's an analogy to saying, I know we this, but we ain't that. We got to leave behind that we once did. And that's what you guys are. Now you guys are Jackson. Not who you were a year ago. You're not even who you're going to be a year from now, which is a blessing. But you can't continuously do the things you've always done and expect to get the results. It's going to have to be a change. All of us have gone through drastic changes. Have we, coaches? Have we, coaches? All of us are still evolving into what God has called us to be, and that's change. You cannot kick it with the same dudes you kicked it with. You cannot kick it with the multitude of women that you kick it with. You cannot associate in the same realms that you associate with. You're going to have to change if you expect change. You can't do it. It's going to come to a time, they can talk about you, they can mock you, they can ridicule you, they can cuss you out, they can clown you, whatever they want. But you're going to have to separate sooner or later. You're going to have to disconnect. Sooner or later, you're going to have to. So get that in your spirit. I'm sad because it just seems like it's always us. But we want to say we matter. We want to say we keep it in 100, but it's always us. Now we lose another soldier to some bull junk that when we look back at it, the gentleman gonna say, dang, now his whole life changes. Because now he's incarcerated or murdered in a consequence of what transpired. Because you know how the game is played. And I don't want y'all playing that foolish game because y'all are valuable to your families, friends, loved ones, and you're valuable to us. All right, let's think about that. Let's pray for the families. Ain't got no time. Ain't got no time to take foolishness. Let's go get it.
Man, shout out to Coach Prime, man. He's getting on young men prepared for life. He's not just talking about X's and O's. He's talking about real life situations. So, two, as always, I want to preference to you first. First of all, you know, obviously it's something unfortunate that happened, but how you think how Coach Prime handled this situation, addressing his team?
Handled it well. You know, the kids, some kids, they might go over their heads right now because they're young. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're college, you're living the life. You know, this is the last game of the season. You're a game away from having your first undefeated season in school history. You know, so a lot of things, you know, you think it's gonna come with that, but overall, Prime's not allowing that. And people can say, oh, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, he's a rapper and all that. It's the most dangerous job in the world. No, but at the end of the day, he cares. He cares that much. There's no other school, there's no other college in America or in that location speaking to this team like that right now.
Correct.
Not at all. And it could be bitter to some people, but it's big. It's big to me. And the message and all that. You have to change. Rather that's letting a friend that you've been cool with for a long time sit on the side for a little bit and think about himself. You're thinking about yourself. You're valuing yourself. You know, the people around you. You want to live life in this world. See this man that was sitting on the side watching a dice game and tensions go. And then shots start flying, and then the guy that was not even in the game shot. Like, that's foolishness. It's foolishness.
Friendly fire, they say. They say his people were the one that at the shot that killed him.
Yeah, we learn.
Jamie says this is a time to give those kids this life advice. You want to grow, thrive, and be happy. You're going to need to separate yourself from those who want nothing but to stay stagnant and not value life. Shout out to you, Jamie. You're 100% correct, man. And you know, something that always stuck out to me. I have a friend from college. He was I'm not gonna say his name, but it's probably gonna give him away. But he was a first round draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'll probably say he and I didn't talk for about a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years, maybe. And we finally caught up with one another through some mutual friends. And he kind of, you know, he said, hey, you know, sorry I hadn't been in touch too much. Because he and I, we always had some pretty deep talks in college. But he let me know that he pretty much, he had to strip his cupboard of friends and start all over again. Because he said the first thing they told him when he became part of the team after he gets drafted is you're going to have to cut people off. It's going to be family, friends, loved ones, and they may have ill intentions, but you're going to have to make the hard decision in order to be successful and have a prolonged career. You're going to have to cut people off. And that's what he decided to do. And he had a pretty good career, made him a Pro Bowl, was able to take care of his family. But I preface that by saying that's what a lot of these young men got to think about, especially in Deion's situation with Jackson State. There's such a high profile program right now. And he's trying to get them to strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. And he's getting them prepared to, some of you guys, as I'm doing my part as your coach and your mentor, to get you prepared not only for the next level, but also for life. And you're gonna have to be the one to make that effort. You owe nobody anything at that point in time. I'm not a big fan, or you got to keep it real, or don't forget where you came from. I'm like, if y'all want to be a part of my life and of my new life that I have going on, I'm trying to get rid of generational demons, whatever the case, or I'm trying to better my family's situation. If you want to be a part of that, then you need to respect me enough to not be around me with no crap. And in this situation, it's very unfortunate that this young man, because I'm like, he's the age of my oldest daughter, and I don't know what I would do if I had to, as a parent, have to bury my child. And for the simple fact, first of all, y'all are multi-platinum artists. Why y'all shooting dice game with the locals at a bowling alley in Houston?
Told that,
if you want to shoot dice, go to a legal casino. But I guess you're keeping it real, and you want to say is, hey, we still kicking the cuts. Man, once you make it and you get out of them situations and you better your life, you can go back, but you need to go back with a purpose. You need to go back because you give into the community. You bringing some of your family with you to get them out of that situation. But you shouldn't be just hanging in the cuts and stuff like that. I've never understood that notion. You owe nobody anything at that point.
Nope, you don't owe nobody any point. And it's crazy because all this stuff speculates. Before I get to what I was saying, this is important right here. Definitely, it's part of the shout to trade, shout to you as well. It's part of the uniqueness at an HBCU experience. That conversation would not be had in most locker rooms. Bang, definitely won't. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Definitely not. You know, and that's the type of brothers that you should be wanting to hang around. You know, brothers like Deion. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna give you that. You know, it's gonna let you know when you're wrong, let you know when you're right. Hey, he tell you no phones in the locker room, no AirPods, none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're here for a reason. You know, you're here to get educated and you're here to win football games. You know what I'm saying? Make sure both of the two are known. And despite that, like people just sticks in people's heads that they want to go rally to the neighborhood. I'm hearing it was a private party with 50 people. A private party with 50 people, but you're playing dice with guys that were told to be protecting you.
Yeah. It's probably one of some of their homeboys that hired as a security detail and have no formalized training.
It's crazy. Oh yeah, it's this crazy situation. I mean, from my thoughts yesterday and today about it, hearing about it, it's terrible. It's terrible. You shouldn't even.
Jamie said,
Go ahead, bro.
She said the vibe feels wrong at a place or around certain people. Leave and don't go back. There's no reason for these young adults / kids losing their lives for absolutely no reason. Yeah.
Guys that were just literally like the new faces of the hip hop world, Amigos. Obviously Offset, said I'm packing my bags. They just came out with an album. They just came out with a music video, I believe last Monday. It's terrible.
I didn't realize till all this happened. So all of them are related in some form or fashion?
So this is the crazy thing about it. And if you read about what exactly happened, the hood gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, people in hip hop gonna talk about it. Quavo is the uncle of Takeoff, who just passed. My condolences to him and his family. Offset is their cousin. Literally seen you watched your nephew get hit
unnecessarily
and it's crazy, over something that you could have prevented due to the fact that I read some of the things that happened. At the same time, you can't control your emotions in this world. As much as we want to say, well, this and that and this and that, people are going to live. We would hope for people to live better. People not. That's the bull in it. People are still going to at some point get to the same mindset. You know what I'm saying? And things are going to trigger you the same way that they shouldn't trigger you. You try to be competitive in this game, but this is not a game that to be aggressive or competitive in. You're not on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? In a circle, some people you don't know. Playing a game with people you don't know.
Yeah. And from my understanding, the people they was playing with, they kind of made people themselves. And he got upset that he lost seven racks in a friendly dice game. Yeah, and I agree with you, Jamie. That video that went viral made me sick as well. Definitely broke my heart to hear Quavo screaming and crying, because I think at that point in time, it probably dawned on him he's the reason why his nephew is not here anymore. Not only did he lose him, but you're indirectly the cause of that.
And it sucks to even say that, because this man is passed away, never going to down a guy like that. Don't want to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, but the reality, the thing is it's just like sometimes just gotta get through the night. Gotta get through it. Like in your mind, you gotta think when you're doing anything. From the top of the list tonight, Mr. Reed want to pop an Adderall by then. You already had alcohol, bro. You already had alcohol. You know what I'm saying? You already had it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To the second thing, second topic tonight, LSU. You already had the game in the bag. You're gonna try to assault the young lady of O.T.S.B.S and thought she wasn't gonna do nothing. And now you go ahead. All this stuff can be prevented. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, you're screaming it. We're all screaming it. This is what this segment, this is what this show tonight is about. It is, Coach. It is, but before we do that, good message by Dion. Some good, clever, intake by him. But the fact that the situation and why he got to talk about it happened is some absolute bullshit. It's crazy.
And you queued it up well, man.
out here in the city, out here in the state of Massachusetts, out here and I work in Boston. I'm from Boston originally, where people are dropping left and right, like senseless acts for no reason. Like, there's no reason for none of this stuff to go on. There's a lot of things going on in this world that we should be paying attention to that are more important than going out and shooting your own brothers. And that's go as well. Shooting anybody. But, and I'm not saying shoot people of the opposite color, but damn, you're supposed to be united. If you a racist and you not united with people because of your skin color, I don't want to deal with you. But at the same time, go out. But being the same and then you're going at each other, it's crazy. It's crazy. And as much as people want to go on social media and play, we gonna be justice and peace, it's never gonna be no justice. It's never gonna be no justice. And it's sad for me to say that because at the end of the day, there's gonna be another rap song talking about shooter and be big and all that. It's gonna continue.
Right.
Chris Vick, man, make sure you play the Powerball tonight. 100 bills, at least 10 of them. I'm not playing no Powerball because the way my income works and the way my pockets work is I can't be spending my money on that. Though but we all know, well, me and Coach know, and anybody else that come from the middle class, that ain't nobody from the hood winning that.
Yeah, I was somebody that really don't need it.
And if it is, we gotta move or something because somebody creeping.
Real quick. Move to Wyoming.
Move somewhere out. I'm out. If I hit that, speaking of that, I mean, I might have a couple dollars in my pocket. Maybe I'll play.
Who you got for shout outs tonight, fam?
Shout out to the viewers, man. Y'all always get the most love, and y'all deserve the most love, man. Take the time to come in and show us love and comment, and it's all peaceful mind, man. Interaction is what we try for here, and happy that you guys are here every single day with us. Giving that. I want to give a shout out to everybody affiliated with me, rather it's a friend, family member. You all get nothing but love from me, and you guys always here. Shout out to you guys. I never normally shout out, people that are around me, but shout out to you guys tonight.
No doubt. Ditto. The truth said, shout out everybody that hung out with us here tonight. Y'all the fuel that powers this ship. We appreciate y'all hanging out with your boys. Hey, we doing it. We taking over one show at a time. That's gonna be our new motto, man. Definitely. Taking over one show at a time. Be a part of the. I want everybody to be able to tell the narrative. I remember I was there at the beginning, but we all take off, man. Definitely. But appreciate y'all, family. Appreciate y'all letting me do this. That being said, man, y'all. I think another boring Thursday night football game tomorrow night.
Boring night.
Really gonna shellac Houston. Sorry, babes.
Yep, we gonna slap Houston, man. Definitely, man. Intake, man. Friday, I'm gonna go catch my BC Eagles, man. Terrible record at 2-6, but we play Duke. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take BC on the spread, and I'm gonna go enjoy the football game. So in terms of that, other than that, tuning in some NBA. It's getting real. It's getting interesting as it is day by day. Because in the open league like this, somebody asked me who's gonna win the championship today. You know what the bull crap was in that? The league's so open that usually somebody would just pick a champion. You can't even pick one right now. No. You can't pick one right now. It's early in the season too, all that, but in all. If we fast forward to the 82 games that go on this season, if we could. It's open season, man.
A lot of games going. There's a lot of games to play, man.
Definitely. Dallas got a game tonight. Your boys. Your boys
playing Utah.
You playing Utah. I took Utah. I took Utah 6.5. Actually, I took them 7.5.
Okay. It's in Utah. It's in Utah.
I believe it's no. Oh, hold on. I believe it's in Dallas.
Okay.
I might think it's in Dallas.
Well, I'm finna go down there cue this game.
It's gonna be a good one, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out all your teams. You know what I'm saying? Always rep your teams. You know what I'm saying? Never be a fair weather. No, never ever not come online when your team loses. You know what I'm saying? Also we gonna talk.
Dominic.
Yep,
Dominic.
Don't. Hey, he came back to life last night, but no, man, you don't gotta hide, man.
Yeah, he did. He did.
We're gonna cheer you up in the best way possible.
Shake it off, man. Oh man. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. Again, thanks y'all for hanging out with your boys. Peace out.